till you dry. Hold you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I might rent the Lambo and go drive it like it's stolen. I've been living wild, I'm just going through the motions. Stumbling out the Uber, grab my hand, gave me a notion. Swimming in your water, but it feels just like the ocean. I can't lie, I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Hold you down till you dry. Hold you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I was sipping Moet for 2 years straight to the face. Champagne belly bubble still won't go away. Last year my best man hit a stain with bad face. Now he's got a LB on the water's cold case. I wake up with pain sometime and never go away. Wonder why I balance.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us for episode 13 of This, That, and the Third. This is your boy Hook. I'm here with the homie Shannon. Shannon, what's good with you?
Ain't nothing. A good old nice Thursday evening.
Right?
Yeah, all's good.
You back? You got power back, right?
Yeah. My power came back on Saturday, thank goodness. But the funny part is that my power came on. I'm over here living life thinking I'm straight, and the whole street across the street in the backside of my neighborhood didn't have no power.
Man, that's crazy. Like, and I guess we got lucky because all we had was like a flicker. So we lost electricity for like a moment, but other than that, we were relatively untouched, man. So.
Oh, really? I was around here roughing it. I don't know how people did. I don't know how they lived back in the day with no electricity. I'm like, Lord, we can't make it.
I know, but I'm glad you're straight, dude. I'm thankful for everyone who was without power. Hopefully, power has been restored. If your power has not been restored yet, hopefully we get to it sooner rather than later.
Exactly.
So
again, I invited a couple folk to the house. I'm like, your power ain't on. Come on over here. I got
exactly. Yeah. So definitely prayers up to everybody without power, man. And we've got a pretty good one tonight. This topic is very interesting. So tonight we're going to be discussing how do you know when you're dating down? That's deep, man. Like, and I can't wait to get into it. Now for the audience, make sure you guys react. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe because we do want to hear your opinions as well.
Yes, right.
So, sis, I want to ask you a question. Like, what exactly is dating down? When you like, I hear that term a lot, and I guess it means different things to different people. So, in your own personal definition, what's dating down?
So I've always thought of dating down to mean like a financial thing. Like if you may be more established than your partner and you choose to take a chance on them, some people would consider that dating down because that's the first thing that people can see, right? It's like the difference in economic status or the difference in popularity or something like that. That's the first thing people can see. So when someone says, oh, she dating down, I mean, they really don't know anything about that person's character and how we interact when we're alone together. All they looking at is materialistic things.
Right.
So to me, that always meant something financial, money. He broke, you got money. He came off his mama couch. You already had your house.
I know, right?
Like,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I really hate that term. You know what I mean? Because to me, it comes off as elitist. When you say, hey, I'm dating down, like you ain't, are you that much better than somebody that, and I understand, like whether it's financial, whether it's, whatever your have standards. I'm not saying don't have standards, but like, to me, different people bring different things to the relationship. So when you say dating down, almost it's like you're doing somebody a favor just by dating them.
You are.
What?
They had a Pinto, now they driving around an Audi. Cause you I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But you know what? I thought about something too. Like my friends told me my last relationship, they were all like, girl, when it was over, they were like, girl. We was like, what is she doing? Right? So I think they thought I was dating down, whereas I cared for the person. So I didn't have that feeling for myself. But it was funny when we broke up how everybody kept coming to me and was just like, girl, yeah, he went for you. I was like, what is she doing? That ain't right, you know.
So why were they saying that though? Like what specifically? Why were they saying that you could have done better or you were dating down?
Well, one, I think people have a false sense of who I am. Even my friends, like I let people in, but I don't let everybody like in a very deep way. So people have a false sense of who I am. So when they looked at the relationship from who they thought I was, it felt to them like I was dating down. It felt to them like I had chosen someone that wasn't on my level.
Okay. So it wasn't anything that you were doing or that you were saying. That's just how they viewed you, and I guess the person you were.
They viewed it. Yeah, because he had his own house, he had his own cars, he worked and all that, but it was just how what they perceived how he was versus how I was. They thought I was dating down, right? What I like to do, the things I'm involved in, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, because if he had those things, it's not like he was some bums. So if he was, I guess, quote unquote established, like why were they saying that? You know what I'm saying? Like you were dating down. I guess
like I have a very outgoing personality. He was very quiet, right? So they immediately thought like, what is she doing? Right? Like I'm very, I like to do a lot of things and be involved in a lot of things. And he was more of a homebody. So to them, it looked like, oh, he ain't even interested in things you interested in. Like he's not even on your level. Like he wouldn't interact with the same people you would interact with, right?
Okay.
You know,
I guess.
Things. Like I think is what they perceive. But you know, I like everybody.
So it wasn't anything materialistic that they were saying. It's more so personality.
Well, I mean, I think it was a little bit of materialistic because I think people think I'm rich, but I ain't, right? I ain't. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? I work real hard. I'm an accountant. I know how to budget. I know how to get what I want. It's just me. So I may live a lifestyle that appears something, but I work hard just like everybody else. And he was just as hardworking as I was. So I think people just use those things to make assumptions.
I got you. Yeah. Now, I know you said that you gave your definition of dating down, right? So, and I know that's from your vantage point. Now, from other people's vantage point, whether it be your friends or colleagues, relatives, if they've ever talked about like dating down or not dating down, like what are some things they consider like dating down?
I think most of the time when I hear about it, except for what I've experienced with my last relationship, that's the first time it felt like, oh, you're really talking about like who this person is as an individual. You know, my original thought was always financial, right? Like like what I was joking about, like you had a house, he didn't. So now he come to live with you. Like he ain't never lived on his own. He ain't never
a homosexual.
Yeah, there you go, homosexual. Or you know, you got an executive job somewhere and he at McDonald's, right? You dating down. Yeah. Why would you date somebody that ain't on your level? And to me, relationships are more about the people, right? How we jive with each other. So you could be broke but still completely fill my soul with something until you get to where you need to be or where you want to be, right?
I get it, because I know that there have been times where you might see a couple together and you're wondering like, hey, how you pull her?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or how she pull him? But like how that happened? You know what I mean? So from an outside perception, you might, you know, you may not say it, but you may, I guess, insinuate that that person may be dating down or whatever.
Yeah,
Nah, but I get it. Yeah, I totally get it though.
Knowing good and well, you don't have Ray on your couch too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why you in my situation trying to judge me?
Yeah, I think that men, we've all had some ragamuffins every now and again. So I mean, yeah, that's part of. I mean, you live and you learn, man. Now, what do you think are the telltale signs of when somebody might consider themselves to be dating down?
You know, I don't think anybody actually goes. Very rarely, I think people go into it thinking that they're dating down, because usually when they go into it, they like this person, right? This person is feeling some need for them that they don't feel like they're making a bad choice. It's not till you get in it and you realize that, oh, this sucker just want to play video games all day, right? Oh, this sucker can't read a contract. Like, he can't comprehend stuff. Like, I might have messed up. Right. And I think when you start experiencing life with that person, you start realizing that, ooh, maybe we're not on the same level. We're not equally yoked. But you don't really think that when you first meet somebody, right? The honeymoon phase, you're in love, he make you feel good, he rub your booty good, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything's gravy. But it's not till you start experiencing life with them that you start being like, ooh.
Yeah, and I think that like that would probably be one of the only ways I would consider somebody might be dating down is if, you know what I'm saying, like if they're, and I know everybody has different professions, right? Like your significant other may make significantly more than you, but you both have gainful employment. You may not make more, but you know, you're working every day, you got insurance and your bills are paid and stuff like this. But then you may have somebody like a female may be working a high paying job, but then she's dating a dope boy. You know what I'm saying? So a situation like that, you know, but it's not more so that she dating somebody who ain't got no 9 to 5. It's the fact that you dating somebody with a completely different lifestyle than yours. Like the only thing that as far as, you know, drugs are concerned, either one or two things going to happen. Either you going to jail or you're going to die. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? At some point.
Ain't no in between. Ain't no gray area.
There's no retirement plan from selling drugs, right? So something like that. Maybe.
I got that money buried in the backyard. It might.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, they can't openly enjoy it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's, I mean, you know, I guess different people have different perceptions, but like, so who do you think dates down, quote unquote, more consistently, men or women?
Men.
So why do you say that?
Because I have experienced friends, and I say friends because they're people I've known my entire life. I love them to death, but I know like they're always talking about they need a man who's gonna pay for, do for, take care of, right? And that's because they're not achieving on their own. So they feel like in order for them to get to the next level in life, they got to have a man that provides these things. So when a man chooses them, or when they choose a man, he normally has more than them, and they're doing that on purpose. So I feel like the man is in a situation where he's dating down, because now you got to help that woman live a lifestyle that she can't live on her own.
Right. And so there was a clip circulating on social media, and this woman kept saying because women are more educated now and they are doing they're doing better professionally than a lot of men, and they're making more money. Like, you know, now they're being forced to date down. And the guy's retort was like, okay, so men have been doing that for years. So when men do it, the man is quote unquote being a man, but when women do it, it's called dating down. You know what I'm saying? Why is it, you know, why is it not considered dating down when a man does the same thing? That's why I'm surprised to hear it come out of a woman's mouth.
Really?
You know, because a lot of women.
I'm not your typical, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I rocks with you. You know what I'm saying? Because like most women, they're kind of like, you know, like that's what a man is supposed to do. But you know, heaven forbid if, you know, like the woman pays for the majority of the meals, or if they're doing, I guess, traditional things that a man does not do. You know, people want to look at the man sideways. But I mean, and that's why I don't really like the term, because I think that in any relationship, you got to do what's best for you and your mate. You know, so in terms of gender roles and how things are handled, you know, you can't be concerned with outside influences or pressures, and I think that's why it's best you just leave people out of your relationship, because all they're gonna do is sit there and judge anyway. So like if you and your mate has a system that works, then you just go with that.
Yeah, just go with that. And that's the thing. Like, people talk about people's relationships, but you don't know what the dynamic is. You have no earthly idea. Like I said, people have a perception of me that is completely wrong, right? And I don't spend time trying to prove them wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, that's what you think? Okay, I'll rock with it. This is the wrong.
Yeah.
But
you know what I'm saying?
That's not always what it is. So you don't really know what's happening behind closed doors in people's relationships. So really, it ain't about keeping people out of your business. People just need to shut the hell up.
Yeah, and and I've been in situations, and you know, because people ask about, like, you know, people that it could be people you've known for a while, it could be people that you just met, but they'll, you know, like for me, example, they'll ask about family dynamics. Yeah, I'm married, whatever, and they may already know what I do for a living, and they may ask, say, "What's your wife do?" And I tell them, and automatically they're like, "Oh, she making all," you know what I mean? Like they ears kind of perk up.
Yeah,
and
you have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they automatically assume that, you know, either, you know, she's making more or she's doing this, she's doing that. Like, the fact is, you don't know. We have a system that works for both of us. You know what I'm saying? And I think,
why does it matter?
Yeah. And that's my thing. Like, and that's why I tend to stay out of people's relationships, because you don't know what people did to get where they are. You know what I mean? You don't know what type of agreement they have. You don't know how he helped her or how she helped him. You know what I'm saying? All you know is this is what and that's why, you know, I really hate that term dating down. But honestly, I only hear one gender referring to dating down. That's women. Like, yeah, y'all always say that. Dating, and I know you can't believe everything you hear on social media, but you know, the social media patrol, they're, you know, I guess everybody on social media is
a psychologist, know everything.
Right, exactly. Yeah, just a man needs to have this. Yeah, man needs to have this. He got to do this. If he ain't got this, then he's a bum and all this other stuff. And women don't need to settle. They call it settling. I think that's a better word. When a woman who is well-to-do, when she's dating somebody who they feel may not have as much or equal.
I've used that term before. I mean, you know, I'm 47 years old. I've been in some relationships, right? So, people settle. I think settling is more about like dealing with somebody that doesn't meet your your soul needs, right? Like, they're lazy. You're not lazy, you know, but you settle for the fact that, he cooks meals every day, or he has a good job, so I'm gonna still deal with him. You know what I'm saying? But you have he doesn't actually satisfy you as a woman. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's settling.
I agree. What I will say, and not to make this a battle of the sexes or anything, but men have been settling since the beginning of the time. If we're going to put it in those terms, right? Because as men, right? Yeah. But again, I'm not speaking for all men, but the majority of the men I know, we don't date women based on what they bring to the table or their profession or anything like that. It's like we take women as they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah.
That same.
No, we do. What?
I don't believe it.
No, we do. We take, like, it's not like we dating somebody and be like, oh man, she work at Teleperformance, I ain't gonna date her. We ain't gonna say that. You know what I mean? If she's attractive.
That same ex I just told you about told me that his daddy was like, oh, she got money, marry her.
But I mean, that might just be something they, you know what I mean? Not great now. I guess because so I mean, I think that's great advice. I think I think that's great advice, but not just. But I'm sure he didn't marry you just for that reason. You know what I mean? So I mean, think about it. Like, if you meet somebody and they have a little bit of something, yeah, I mean, it helps. You know what I mean? It's certainly better than somebody where you gotta be the breadwinner or whatnot. But for the most part, I don't think that men go out there and actively seek. Like, we ain't out there saying, "Oh, I gotta marry this woman. She gotta make 6 figures." You know, whereas with women, some women, not all, but they're kind of like, they need a man that means that is in a certain tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. Like, men more than not, they take women for who they are. You know what I mean? No matter what their profession is. Listen, don't argue with me. I speak for all men on this.
I gotta stop you there, because I know women also take men for who they are. There are a lot of women who want to find men to take care of them, but what's actually happening is a lot of women are taking men that they have to take care of, because it's just more women out there than men, right? Y'all got the
define take care of.
For instance, well, I've been in a lot of relationships, right? So and I'll say I was in a relationship when I first met him. Like, he probably made $200 a week. He stayed with his mama, right? But I enjoyed the person. And now the man I met was not who he stayed as, right? But I took a chance on him. I took a chance on our relationship, how we felt about each other and all that. But I feel that is taking him as he was, right? Same thing that you're saying men do. There are a lot of women who do that. A lot of women who a man may not have achieved all of his dreams or his goals, and will still take a chance on that man. And I know a lot of women that do that. So that's not just a male thing.
And I think we've already established that you're a unicorn. So that's you know, like, it's, you know what I'm saying, like, you and I'm friends with a lot of women, right? I have a lot of friends of the opposite sex, and a lot of them don't necessarily.
I think I told you one time I need to go poll women, because I'd be like, I must have missed the mark somewhere. I don't know what the hell they doing out there. What y'all doing out there?
Yeah, because they look at a man like that as a liability instead of an asset. You know what I'm saying?
You know why I'm having such a hard time dating right now? Because y'all done turned all the men sour.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what happens, because, you know, it's you know, we are so accustomed to women, we automatically assume that's what women, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, but I mean, but it's great. It's great when you find, it's refreshing to hear, rather, when you find somebody who actually does, a woman that does not feel that way. I guess that's what, you know, that's what we've grown accustomed to hearing. But I mean, you know, it's like I said, man, you're a unicorn.
Yeah, they're just bigger things that are important to me in a relationship. Like, money ebbs and flows, right? Your ability to be involved in certain things will ebb and flow. And if you're really talking about being in a relationship where you're committed and you're working with each other, you're going to be up sometime and he's going to be up sometime, right? So you can't go into it like he got to have blah, 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 blah. Because if you do that, you could marry a doctor and the next day he's in a lawsuit, his license taken away, your whole lifestyle gone. But if you only focus on the fact that he was a doctor, they had a certain status, then you're not going to have a healthy, happy relationship.
Yeah, and that's the danger of dating for the wrong reasons and materialistic things. You're looking at, you know, I guess, you see this nice shiny object over here that appears to be perfect, but you don't even know what all comes with that. So he's making X amount of dollars, but he's also controlling. He's gonna take care of everything in the house, but he's also gonna whoop your ass if you step out of line. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of different, and the only time that I've ever, like, again, I don't like the dating downturn, but the only time that I've ever felt that I could probably do better is had nothing to do with finances. It had to do with intellect.
Because I'm a smart girl. and you got to talk to me.
Right.
You got to be able to challenge my thought process on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be taken aback by me speaking my mind. And you got to understand that I'm not speaking my mind to be disagreeable. I'm speaking my mind because I'm just an intellectual woman.
Right. Yeah. You
So,
gotta be able to communicate. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing is like when you're having a conversation with somebody and you say something and they be like, "What do you mean by that?" Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I'm just talking. You know what I mean? Like, and it's, you know, it's if I gotta like dumb stuff down for you, then like it's probably not gonna work out because like it's, you know what I mean? Like I like to talk about a variety of different things. Like I can sit here and I can talk about what's going on in the hood. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can talk about sports.
Yep.
I can talk about politics.
Yep.
You know, I'm pretty well rounded. So there are a lot of different things I can discuss, but like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and have a one-dimensional conversation with you. Like the only thing you want to talk about is getting your hair and nails done and what's going on, what's going on baddies and all this other stuff. Like we can talk about that, but let's talk about some other shit too.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't watch that mess. What you talking about?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What's the last book?
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, my daughter got me watching baddies now. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. So I enjoy some ratchet TV every now and again, but at the same time, we can talk about we also sit here and we watch the debate. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that my girls are, you know, well rounded, that they can, you know, discuss any number of things. Because and for me, that is the only time where, you know what I mean, I've ever felt, you know what, I can do better than this right here. It had nothing to do with like, you know, what she brought to the table in that regard, but I mean, you got to be able to talk to me, man. And then I got to take you around my family, and like if you like talking
crazy,
yeah, man, I can't do it.
Yeah, like how you dye your hair blonde? What you do? That ain't no conversation.
Like it's
so you know what? Now that we talking about intellectual, that's probably what my friends were getting at. Like we were not equally yoked intellectually. That's probably what they were getting at when they were like, "Girl, we don't know what you was doing. We don't know what you was doing," because I know that's one of the things he kind of expressed to me, that he wanted to kind of elevate and how he thought about things and did things. That's probably what they picked up on, that we just were not, you know, we were not there. We were not clicking when it came to that. Yeah. And it's true, because there were times when I'd be in the house, we wouldn't even talk to each other, right? Because we had just no conversation, no nothing. And that was a deal breaker for me. Yeah, like, no, you got to talk to me. Say something, right? Challenge my mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you get me. You challenge my mind, you talk to my mind first, and then you can get the rest of me to fall in line, right? So yeah, it wasn't working. That's probably what they picked up on.
I mean, and that does make sense, because like you can be as attracted to somebody as you want to be. They can tick all the boxes, whether it be physically, do they satisfy you intimately, and you know, do they are they financially well off? I mean, you can check those boxes, but if you can't communicate, if you can't talk, I mean, I think that's the ultimate level of dating down, at least for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you've enlightened me some with this conversation, because I think that's probably more what it is. Huh?
That's it.
No, it's not. Hook, it enlightened me a lot of times. But yeah, I think it was just for me, I think more than money, it would be the intellectual part. For me, it would feel like I'm dating down. If it's somebody that could not go in a room with me and work the room like I would, right? That would make me feel insecure. That would make me feel bothered, embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's probably that for me. Yeah.
Right. And I know that a few years ago, my wife, the hospital had like her department had some event, and it was like all these executives and all these other things there, you know what I mean? And she knew that she didn't have to worry about me not being able to, you know what I'm saying, like embarrassing her, or not that we didn't even talk about it, I guess, because she knew, but like she already knew, like, okay, if somebody comes up to me and asks me a question, I can hold my own. I can converse. I may not be a doctor, but your boy ain't no dummy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so but you done read something, you done heard something, you can pick up on verbal cues where, you know, I could be like, oh, I know that is, at least I can talk about that thing, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I can pick up on all the other things that they're talking about and create
Right.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, and typically they'll, you know, I know sports is going to come up. You know, I mean, I watch sports, and even the politics comes up. I follow it enough to know who's who, and you know, stuff like that. So, and really just any number of things. I mean, I'm not. And we got some company coming on now, even though he hella late. Cole, what's going on with you, man? You look like
Men are from Mars.
It look frozen right now. That's what's going on. So we gonna let him get himself together over there.
Oh Lord! See, we was having a good conversation, Hook. We was having a good conversation. That's gonna go left.
Hey, insert the controversy, right?
Always left. We done enlighten each other. We done to you know, Lord.
Yeah, no, we were having a kumbaya moment over here, right?
Kumbaya. I was like, we here.
I know.
We here.
Now, for those of us who do feel that we're dating down, right? How much respect do you think someone has for someone who they feel that they're better than or who's less than they are? Like, how do you think that kind of factors into the dynamics of the relationship?
I don't. I think when a woman feels like she's dating down, she's gonna emasculate that man.
Mm-hmm.
It's no way around it. Like, you are gonna criticize him. You're not going to encourage him. You're going to nitpick on things that he does because it's irking your nerves, because you already have a negative opinion about him. So he's automatically, you're going to damage him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they do that now, and you know, even when they ain't got no job and the man paying all the bills, they still do that. So imagine what they're gonna do. Listen, and I think that's the major issue, man. It's like some women, I'm not gonna say all, because I know
they're all, because I don't believe in emasculating men. I've done it.
I've done it. Women out there, but once they become aware that they are better off financially than the man, they just almost feel like it's an excuse that they can say whatever the hell they want. You know what I mean? Unless you have a real, quote unquote, real man, because I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care. You know what I mean? I can be dirt poor, but what you ain't going to do is you ain't going to talk to me.
Well, we know your men are real heavy on respect.
Yeah. Now, I've had women do that before, though. Like, you know, when I first started, you know, in relationships, and you know, because I'm not a combative person at all. Not an argumentative person, and I would just sit there and I would take it. You know what I mean? But after a while, I'm like, man, I ain't got to sit here and listen to this shit. Like, Cool, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I apologize.
What's up,
it's all good.
Hey, you know, I'm still affected by the storm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looked like you got lights in there, man.
No, I had to check into a hotel, man.
Oh wow, okay.
They said my area will be down for 3 to 4 weeks, and it's crazy because everybody around me has electricity.
And you said it was just those 3 houses, right?
3 houses on my little cul-de-sac, little street that we're on.
What happened now?
Everybody has their power restored except 3 of us in my area.
That is bananas.
Did they say why?
They said it'll be 3 to 4 weeks. I don't see any down power lines or trees. In the areas that had it, they back up. But I want to take the listeners' time with that. What's up with y'all?
Well, no, we were talking about that when we first started. Since you were late, we were saying prayers to everybody going through this situation. So
yeah, get me caught up.
All right, so to really, because I've heard Shannon's giving her definition, right? So in your own words, what do you consider dating down?
Personally, I do not subscribe to that, and it's because it's so relative, right? When it comes to dating people, and I learned this as I grew older and started to appreciate different things from people. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So I've seen things like I could be worthless to someone, right? But I could also be a dream come true to someone. So there's always someone out there that thinks that dating me would be considered dating down. And there's always someone out there that would appreciate being with me. So that down is relative. And if that's what they view as being down, then I can't change that. So people put an emphasis on different qualities and characteristics. Like some think about income, some think about a person's level of intellect, their ability to communicate. They're different, traits. A lot of different traits that they consider are attributes. But a lot of times, like things can be corrected or changed. So I don't feel like you should judge a person or categorize them or try to come up with a nominal scale on all of their attributes to say, okay, that person is down. Because, this is like communication. I've spoken to people that taught me rules of communication that I think would make it better for me, right? So I've seen women, I'm not going to talk to him, he doesn't know how to communicate. Well, teach him how to communicate in your language or the things that you prefer. Some people think about, the degrees that this person holds. I mean, hey, I know a lot of people without degrees that earn much more money than people with degrees.
Right.
So whatever they list to say, hey, these are the characteristics or traits that I look for, I think that that's not genuine. And I'm different. I'm old school. I believe in puppy love. I believe in that teenage love, where you fall in love with an individual, you fall in love with that person. From back in the days in the middle school crush. We didn't have anything. We didn't have cars, degrees, but we rushed home to get on the phone and get up against the wall and, and that person meant everything to you. Now
Right.
I think that relationships are so superficial that it's not real love. We love the idea. We love the image. We love what it looks like when we get around others. Oh, what does he do? Oh, he's a such and such at this place.
Right.
But he also has a boyfriend on the side too. But it looks good. It looks good. He got degrees. He got a job. She got the Benz. You know what I'm saying?
Not a diddler.
Oh yeah, a lot of that goes on because I think that people get into these situationships and it's about what it looks like versus what it really is. So
I've been in them too. I've been in one of them too.
And that's what I was telling Shannon earlier. I don't know if it's a man thing or not, but I told her like the term dating down, I don't like it.
No, I don't like that
because I don't think that anybody on this earth is better than anybody else.
The next person, right? There's no up and down.
Yeah, it might be people who may be better for you, but when you say dating down, right? I don't see it as, honestly, Shannon, like I said, she's a unicorn. But I only ever hear women talk about dating down. I've never heard a man say, "Yeah, I'm dating down." I mean, because we don't. I think the things that some women, Shannon, I think the things that some women consider dating down, like men don't really focus on that. Like we're not here looking for a woman's income, or we're not looking for her to to meet a certain criteria. We got standards, but we ain't out here like that's not the end all be all for us.
Right.
I think men just don't talk about it the same way that women talk about it. Because I've heard some men be like, "Oh, I should have picked better," right? When they got a bad baby mama, or they done married somebody that ain't quite up to par. They'll say things like, "Oh, I should have picked better."
That ain't dating down. You just chose a bad lead.
Yeah, that's the same thing. You saying that you dated somebody that wasn't on a level that you expected them to be on, that you thought they were on. So you should have picked them. You should have made a better choice.
I think that guy didn't realize that all women are crazy. You just have to find one with the least level of crazy. You just have to find one with the least level of crazy. So
Hook, I told you. It was
the lesser of two evils.
The lesser, they all crazy. You just have to find the least crazy. And the one who has the positive attributes outweigh the level of crazy. So she's 23% crazy, but she cooks. She's an amazing parent. She communicates well. She's considerate of your feelings. Hey, deal with that 23%.
But what about all men? All men are crazy, because I met some crazy.
Hey, you know me. I believe it. I say I have a show. Men are from Mars. We're not even from the same planet. So
We easy though. I'm telling
They
you.
over
We
here,
really
you not answering the phone. They come to your house and kill you. Ain't it, Hook? That's what the man just said.
hey, like no, that's them new niggas.
Crazy.
Yeah, that dude, yeah, that is crazy. That is just heartening. And yeah, I wanted to talk about that, Hook. That bothered me last night, man. Like
That's dating down.
that's psychotic and that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I am thankful that I learned to deal with rejection.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually taught to expect rejection by one of my homeboys. He's like,
At the boom
yo,
boom room, when you was in the boom boom room, that's what.
no, he was like, yo, you got to be at least a 10% dude, right? I said, what you
Hook, you
mean?
know what I'm talking about, Hook. He gonna wash over that, but you gonna.
So he was like, if you try to talk to at least 10 women, you can get one out of 10. So the
Yeah.
bar was set so low for me that all I had to do was get one out of 10. Every 10, if I'm at a party somewhere and I see 10, I get 10 chances.
You
I
But
get
win.
one number.
listen,
Yeah.
don't that make sense though? And that's why women, a lot of women be like, well, he tried to holler at everybody. Well, shit, that's because the first 9 said no. So
The first 9 said, no, what do you want me to do?
So when number 10 said, yeah, that's a successful.
Then they get mad and they want to go out their way to find that girl. He just tried to talk to me. He just tried to talk to my, but you weren't interested. So I'm not going to just tuck my head in the shell and shut it down for the night. You weren't interested.
Y'all have the license to go try to talk to 10 different women and nobody labels you anything. Women can't do that. So
You
we
can.
look at that. No, not like y'all can. So we look at that and be like, we kind of look at that sometime and judge it from the standards put on us. And we think like, oh,
That makes sense.
He trying to talk to 10 different women. Because if we did that, the standard put on us, well, we would be a problem. We would be.
So if you were out somewhere
or something like that,
and you were interested in some men and you saw one and you tried to approach, he wasn't interested, are you going to shut it down for the night and say, oh, I'm just not talking to anybody else?
Yeah, because if I'm at the party and y'all see me talking, going from man to man to man to man to man, trying to have a conversation, there's going to be some stigma with that as it is relates to me as a woman.
I'm judge free.
The difference is, Shannon, you take a woman and you take a man, right? Mm-hmm. This man tries to holler at 10 women. 9 might say no. That one gonna say yeah. If this woman hollers at 10 men, how many men you think you're gonna say no?
All men don't say yeah.
But how many do you think you go through?
She might get 5. She might get.
Okay, still. So you talking about 50% as opposed to 10%,
right?
But if she gets 50-50,
you know what I mean?
I'm probably looking for something completely different than you are. You might be looking for a good time. I'm looking for a relationship, right? 9 times out of 10.
You don't know. That's not necessarily true. Like honestly, when
80% of the time,
for me, when I holler at a woman, I am honestly like I never holler at them saying, yeah, I'm gonna date her. Now I did it to see.
Wait a minute. She's trying to lose some points. What was that?
He said,
no,
what?
We're talking about Koshan. Koshan trying to get some ass. He's talking to 10 different women so he can go home.
Ma'am, I am so wholesome. All I said was, if I saw someone and she was not interested, that means that I have the green light to pursue someone else. If it's just to
what are you pursuing for?
I love to talk. I love to get to know people. I love to learn new things.
Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we don't. When we holler at a woman, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to get with a female sexually.
Your wife already said you was out here being community, so you already know. Okay, y'all not gonna play me.
Oh man, Hook, you got in trouble already?
You know what was said in the last show. So
hey, that was in my way back in the long time ago days.
Well, that's not my MO.
Times ago, but still, you know, a lot of men have a phase, even if you've matured, where when you go out here to try to talk to 10 different women, you're not looking for a relationship. You're looking for something else most of the time.
So the woman I get with, she gonna say she dating down because I'm a hoe?
Yeah. She lifted you up. She sung Rihanna song. She lifted you up.
Let me tell to my wife when she can.
Where's she at?
Oh,
she lifted
man,
you up.
I'm looking to meet people. Like you go out somewhere and you just meet people and like, hey man, I met such and such. Especially like when I was younger. You're in college, you don't know like how that interaction could affect you later on, right?
Well,
Yeah, I met this girl.
if you're just going to meet people, then it doesn't matter if.
I mean,
Nah,
you
women
might
shoot
get the
down.
drugs, you might
Yeah.
get the drugs, you might not.
But
You know what I'm saying?
some
So
women
it's not guaranteed.
aren't even down to converse with you, you know, and like, Lil, that's not my intention. I don't know what it looks like to you. I'm just meeting people like, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? All right, hey, I'm such and such. You know,
Then if
where
you're
y'all
just
from?
trying to meet people, where's the
All women aren't
not interested
all women aren't
one-minded?
interested in talking to strangers.
Mhm.
Or they may genuinely like you, but it's just strictly platonic. Like there've been women whose numbers I've gotten, and honestly, we just ended up being really good friends because
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
that's just kind of how it progressed. Like, you know, and I think women really more so than anything, women dictate where the relationship goes. Like if they show that they're, you know what I mean, like if they see you're interested in them sexually, but they make it known, hey, this is where I am, this is what it is, you know, I'm gonna respect that, you know what I'm saying? But then if they give you just that much of an opening, all we need is that much, you know what I'm saying? We might work our way in there. But I think for the most, because when we holler at somebody, we don't know where that's gonna go. It may go this way, it may go that way. But I think that, you know what I mean, like it's when we holler, ain't like we automatically think, oh yeah, I know where this gonna go. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean? We really don't know. We might have it in the back of our head, but we just gonna play it by ear.
It's interesting that you say women take the lead in a relationship, because for me, I take my cues from the man, right?
What do you mean?
So how much I open up in the
It
relationship
depends on him. So you down for whatever.
based on how he interacts with me.
But every man that you holler at, you ain't, or that hollers at you, you don't necessarily want to be with them. So you
No,
know,
but if I put in effort to get to know someone, if I open the door to say, hey, you can come in, the way I deal with you is based on how you deal with me. Like
So you're matching energy.
I cues from you.
You're matching his energy.
I'm not even matching his energy. I'm being myself, but I'm not fully
You're not being yourself.
I am.
If you're holding back, you're not being yourself. You're
I'm not holding back. It's just like what you said. Sometimes you unpeel the layers. I'm not holding back. All of it's available, but I'm opening the layers as I feel more comfortable, because I'm taking my cues from the man.
Right.
But
so you're trying to see if he's serious, if he's playing games.
Be attracted to.
What do you say, Hook?
You're not gonna open the layers for somebody who you don't want to be with, though. You know what I mean? Like even if they try to holler at you,
I learned that I want to be with him by how he handles me.
And if you still don't want to be with him, you're not gonna peel those layers.
What Jill said: if you can't tell me what to do, then you can't tell me what to do, right? So how you deal with me is how much I open up to you. Like maybe saying, "Oh, she don't never cook for me." Oh, there's a nigga she gonna cook for. It just ain't your ass.
Oh.
You don't know how to peel them layers back. You don't know how to command the space with her as a man.
That's dating down when you date a woman who don't know how to cook. That's dating down.
For Koshan,
that should be a prerequisite.
Yeah.
But hey, we learned last show all you gotta do is make some ramen noodles and Kool-Aid and he happy. So he don't really want nobody who know how to cook.
I'm easy.
He just want somebody who can push buttons on the microwave.
No, but I do. No, I need somebody who knows how to cook. I love to eat, and that says a lot.
Ramen noodles with some hot dogs was good enough, and some red Kool-Aid. That's what you said.
Yeah, a couple nights a week. That is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to be the best cook in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because the best cook in the world is my mama, and I know you ain't touching her. So you know,
feed me something.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I mean, we got to eat.
We're easy. Men are easy for the most part.
Y'all are not easy. Trust
me. We are very easy.
Y'all are not. Y'all think y'all easy, but
no, we are. Y'all
easy.
Overthink things. When a man tells you something, he probably doesn't mean that, or he probably means this. Instead of asking.
Nah, I said what I said.
Have you ever dated or dealt with a guy and you thought some things but never asked him?
No, to me, I feel like to me, the right man provides so much clarity when he speaks to you. You're not confused. You don't feel like you need to
I didn't
ask.
say you're confused. Have you ever dealt with someone you wanted to know some things, but you never asked them? Like just came out and asked.
I
Oh,
have not.
you know, okay. You just that's good. That's good. So you openly
I
communicated.
want to know. I'll ask. Yeah.
Okay.
The
Hey,
question is,
Cole.
what I want to know.
Hey, Coach Sean, I want to ask you, man. I asked Shannon this earlier.
Mhm.
So like, what problems are brought to the relationship when one party thinks that they're better than the other? Because we talk about dating down, right? So when you say you're dating down, basically you're saying that this person is beneath you. You shouldn't
Right.
even be
That,
dating them, right?
I think it
So
creates a
like,
lot of tension. It creates a lot of tension. Um, and I have seen that in instances where, how do they say, people feel like they weren't equally yoked, where you had one party was educated, I guess, and one wasn't. And I've seen it in relationships with older people, right? And the person that views themselves as the um, one that's superior intellectually, they're the spokesperson in the relationship. It's like they're always the one saying, they're always the one making the decisions. And I've seen instances where the other person just erupted. Like, I'm tired of it. You always, it's that type thing. They're holding it in, and it's like no one wants to feel that way, right?
right,
So again, when I talked about the good outweighing the bad, hey, maybe they're married. That person was a good mother, good in other places, so they dealt with it for so long. But it's always on their mind, right? And then when it comes up, it'll come out eventually. So I think that should be discussed. Um, and both parties should be made aware how the other feels about the situation. Like, hey, man, I'm not dumb. You don't have to talk to me that way. You don't have to speak for me. Um, and I've seen it. I've seen it on more than one occasion. And I don't think it's healthy, but it's not a deal breaker, in my opinion. Because again, that's just one area. And when we think about a person holistically, there's so many different traits and things that they do and that they bring to the table. So, I'm sure if Shannon seems like a relatively smart young lady, she's a little Doogie Howser in college at
relatively.
13, all that. And I can see her because of her level of intellect, right? And when you're around people that kind of match your IQ, you say certain things. And I can see her talking over someone's head, right? Not intentionally. And if that person doesn't stop you and be like, hey, um, eventually it'll come out. Oh, you think you're smarter than me, or you think this, or oh, you think that. And sometimes that might not be the case. You just overlooked it, or you never thought about it, right? But I have definitely seen that. So it's a struggle when you try to um, be versatile, right? And I get it. I get it all the time. Like working in education, my job is to break things down, right? But my wife was a smart young lady. She would get frustrated. She would always say, "Quit circling the airport." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Just land the plane. You're explaining too much. You're saying this. Quit circling the airport."
So what she
Right?
really wanted to say was, "Shut the up."
But in contrast, all right, she's a really smart person. So now I'm conversing with her every day and talking on a certain level. And I found myself around others, and they literally told me that they don't trust me because I talk too fast. I need to slow down, explain myself, like I'm trying to trick them. They feel like if you're speaking on a certain level, you're tricking them. So I'm always conscious of who I'm around and like what level you're speaking on because you have to communicate. You have to be able to communicate with a variety of people. So,
But you know, I've gotten that before, like from a few of my exes. They're like, "Oh, you think you know everything?" I'm like,
yes.
"No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't."
I
And
don't. Right.
it wasn't me like saying I knew everything, but when I'm confident about what I'm talking about, I'm gonna
Right.
speak eloquently on it, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, this is what I believe."
Mhm,
Oh, you just
mhm.
think you know everything? Like, no, I just believe what I believe. You know what I mean? So it wasn't me thinking that I was better than them or whatever. That was just me trying to communicate. But that's why you did. I guess
Some men like that. They like a woman that is not necessarily intellectually compatible with them.
I don't see how.
Some men,
In which way?
I feel like that gives them
They can manipulate
upper hand. Because when they're
so
dealing with a woman who is
they want the bimbo.
compatible with them,
Mhm.
she's
Challenges them.
argumentative, she's aggressive, she's all these adjectives, right?
Are you abrasive?
Huh?
Are you abrasive?
I'm not abrasive, but
Okay.
I can probably, other people may have said that just because I'm an intellectual. You can't just tell me something and think that I'm like, oh, okay.
Are you gonna go along with it? Hold on. I'm sorry, I got a phone call coming in. Hold 1 second.
Nah, you good.
You good. I can go along with it, but I want to know what I'm going along with. I want to feel safe moving forward with your decision. So I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. It doesn't mean I don't trust you or that I'm trying to be argumentative. I'm just inquisitive.
And I guess until we had this conversation, I never really thought about it. I guess because I always said I don't have a type, but I guess I kind of do. And I think that like it's I ain't gonna say smart, but like you gotta be able to talk to me. You know, like we got to be able to talk. Like you ain't gotta have no doctorate degree or anything like that, but we gotta be able to, let's have a conversation about some shit. Like it ain't just gotta be the same old rigmarole every day. We can talk about a variety of different things. We can talk about sports. We can talk about politics. We can talk about any number of things. But I do like a well-rounded conversationalist. But again, I didn't, just because somebody wasn't that way, I didn't think I was dating down or anything. What I thought was, I can't even talk. This motherfucker, I don't know how we gonna make it.
But hey, you may not have thought you were dating down, but your friends might have been like, what the hell is Hook doing?
No, listen, my mama, she's oh my God.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say what she said because then they gonna know who we talking about. But she said a lot of things, and I'm like, yeah, this probably.
What's your mama say? I want to know.
Just saying stuff like, "What that old heifer around me," like, and just saying little stuff like that, and I'm like, you know what?
She dumb as smoke.
Like, yeah, dude, my mama say this ain't gonna work. So.
But I know a lot of people that subscribe to that dating down stuff, right? I have
a lot of women.
I think it's just a term. Y'all have such a hard time with these terms. Like y'all didn't like sassy men. Y'all don't like dating down. Like y'all have an issue with these terms.
Sassy is and will always be an insult.
Well, I remember I know a lady talked about dating down, and she was like, the guy was attractive, he was good, in all these areas, but he wasn't an intellectual, and it was hard for her to have good conversations with him, right? But you let him play with your underwear. So I mean, he wasn't
underwear. That's what you said.
Yeah. So then, but I mean, everybody's not a Rhodes Scholar, right? So
you don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar. We just need you to be well-rounded. Be able to go
but
from
you let them smash anyway.
Presidential,
But if these are grown men, you're an adult. Nobody's going back to school and take creative writing classes to be able to communicate with you.
Facts.
So it is what it is,
Or do you just have to have other conversations with other people? Be well-read, pay attention to events, have a thought about what's going on in your community. You don't have to go back.
That might not be his thing, though.
That might not be his thing. He might perfect his craft. You might ask him about welding something, he can tell you about that, you know, or
Yeah,
whatever
but
his
that's the
craft
thing. I
is.
don't think dating down necessarily means that you are criticizing the other person. You're right. Like they may be well versed in the things that they're interested in.
So down compared to what?
That's what I'm saying. It's all relative. It's about those
Mhm.
those two individuals, right? For me,
Yeah.
I need a man who's intellectual, right?
Right.
So if I date someone and I realize that they're not very intellectual, I can't have conversations with them. For me, I feel like I've dated down. Not saying that he is bad.
I got you. So you got different categories. So it's like dating down from income, intellect, appearance. Give me some other traits, some characteristics, some categories.
That's pretty. You cover them all, and it just
Okay.
depends
So
on
I
who
got
you
you.
are,
I got you. And who you are. So for me,
and what you want, and what's important to you in a
right.
relationship.
And all right, that's cool. So I know I'm an ugly dude, so there ain't no dating down with looks, so I'm good there. I can date anything. I can date a
Hey, there's
soul.
some women out here that like ugly boys.
Hey, and
I
that's
get
me.
some ugly boys. You
That's
know,
me.
ugly boys need love too.
Right. We do. We do. So that's cool. And then when it comes to intellect, I mean, it depends on what they're into.
Mhm.
And communication, I guess I'm not a good communicator. I'm socially awkward and I'm a nerd. So
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah, I want to talk about
Well, you know what? That's socially awkward. Somebody might think because that's what we were just talking about. I think before you joined, like Cook
mhm,
said, his wife took him to a party. She knew when he got there that he was going to be able to hold his own.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So for
It depends on where you
somebody,
take
being
me.
socially awkward might be dating down to them because you can't hold your. If that meant that you couldn't hold
Yeah,
your
it
own.
depends on where you take me.
Yeah.
I could be viewed as awkward and
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a nerd because I'll be at a party and like just trying to measure things and like counting the area of the room and how many people can fit in here and how many
Mm-hmm.
steps it takes, like just thinking of crazy things and would be willing to talk about it at a party. So, hey, but I'm cool with being awkward, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and a nerd. That's fine.
Yeah, but so dating down to me doesn't necessarily have to be a put down. It's just
Right.
that you may not meet the qualifications of what I think I need.
And, and I know we've discussed this. You have your own home, right? You do have your own home. And how many, just, let's say you got 5, 6 bedrooms or whatever. I don't know, just throwing some stuff out there. So a guy with a 2 bedroom, single wide, is that dating down?
No,
Okay.
no, he got a house. I can go to his house. Cause
Yeah.
look, I'm out here just trying to figure out who house I can go to.
Hey, Shannon gonna be in that thing a while. Like, the fuck is this?
Let me put
Right.
some curtains. Like,
Like,
hey,
where the rest?
can I
Where's
paint?
the
I'll redecorate for you. Can I paint?
rest? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
But I think that's
that's
the major. Yeah, and again that speaks volumes because you have a lot. Shannon might not do that, but
You
most
have some. Yeah.
situation, nigga be like, I did call the homegirl. Girl, this nigga took me to this house, and he got a single wide and got
Girl, I
one bed.
thought it was going to roll away.
Look,
You know what I'm saying? So,
in my experience, it's been so hard just to find a person that has a home that you can go to versus them always having to come to your house.
right.
Right. The fact
Yeah.
that you have a home that you can invite me to, I can come into your space. Look here.
So
It could be
life has a
tiny
way of
home.
humbling us, right? Makes you
It could be a
appreciate those
tiny home.
things.
All the time.
I
All the
like
time.
that.
But I think the beauty of it is the things that because we're all plus 40, right? Years old. So I think the things that we look for now are completely different from the things we look for in our 20s. You know what I mean? Less materialistic, less superficial.
Less here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, see, I ain't got no hair right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, unless I grew, like, if I grew it out, it's gonna do this number right here all the way. It gonna grow everywhere except in the middle. So,
God took all of my hair off my head and put it on my face, man.
man, I can't even get that. So I'm struggling over here.
There's only one thing I think I've changed over the years as far as like my dating needs. Like, previously, sex was not a big issue for me. Like if we weren't sexually compatible, I would always think, well, we can work on that. We can teach each other, right? But now at this age, I'm like, fuck that. Like,
so if he can't get the job done, he's not getting the call back.
Like, why waste your time, right?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing. Like, real talk, I was talking to my girlfriends about this. I think over the years, like, I still am open to dating somebody that is very different from me, but satisfy a lot of things from my soul, my spirit, my, some intangible things that, aren't things that you can just readily see. Right. But that's probably the one thing that has changed for me. Like,
sex is the non-negotiable.
That's changed. Yeah.
Y'all get horny in your old age, huh?
I think that's true.
Yeah, okay.
I can attest. That's true. I didn't believe it when people told me, but I'm like, yeah. Like, you can be a lot of things, right? I'll work with you. I'll be like, baby, I got you.
You damn cougar.
Right. You better go to one of these college football games to get one of them young bucks.
No, I don't want no little young boy. I want a grown man. I want somebody my age, in their 40s or older.
No. He gonna give you them good 6 minutes and be snoring.
That's a lot.
Hey, he says it's gonna be the best 6 minutes of your life.
Yeah, he's gonna give you the best 6 minutes of your life, and you better have some Gatorade and a remote control ready.
Well, he better be doing a whole lot of mental foreplay all day.
And he gonna give you 6 more minutes in the morning.
Foreplay all day.
Yeah, be stimulating you all day. How was your day, baby?
I know, right?
And
we running a little short on time. It's kind of like with Coach Sean podcast. It goes quick, man.
Man, it does.
This time flies. But before we peel out, I do want to get some parting shots. So, Cole, when it comes to dating down, man, leave something for the people.
Remember that it's relative, and let's not be judgmental. And depending on what the character traits are that we're looking for, use it as a teachable moment, because people have to know how to deal with you. Everything is not universal, and things that are unique to you, take the time to explain that to the person, be patient, and provide grace, because nobody's perfect, including you, including me, and be willing to extend that grace to others. That's it.
Yeah,
agreed.
I co-sign
Shannon,
on
what you got?
Coach Sean said. I can't believe it. Coach Sean, that was great.
He's trying to get her cool points back.
I need to say anything. You know what I'm saying? All it's just that dating down to me is not a bad term. It's just really saying what is important to you in your relationship with another person and what you want out of your relationship. So you could think dating down could be money, it could be intellectually, it could be physically, something that they don't have. It's not necessarily a bad term. It doesn't mean that other person is horrible or wouldn't make someone else happy. They're just not going to make you happy, and that's okay.
And for me, I don't like the term. I absolutely deplore it. What I will say, though, is if you take the time to get to know a person, if you take the time to invest, to date, to woo, to really invest time in getting to know truly who it is, you won't have to worry about whether you're dating down or not. You know what I'm saying? And also give people some grace. You know what I mean? Like, meet people where they are. Their journey, like your journey may be done, but theirs may just be beginning. So you don't know where that person is. You don't know what that person's been through. A lot of situations cause certain circumstances to happen. So anything, you don't know how that man or woman got to where they are. So give them some grace, and you might be the one to help push them over the edge. Lord knows, my wife was a saving grace for me. So thank God for that.
I wanted that song to you and lifted you up.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you just have to find the person that's compatible for what matters to you. If it's a non-negotiable, you already know you don't need to go there. So don't try to make something out of what it wasn't meant to be. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where a lot of the dating down comes from. You meet this nice little shiny trophy, this object, and you just want to mold that person to be who you want them to be because they check up all these other boxes. Nah, I mean, people people gonna show you who they are, and when they show you who they are, you gotta believe them. So you just take your time, man. But I mean, I don't like the term. I hate it because I don't think that anyone is better than anyone else. However, Paul, you have to do what's best for you. But this was we got onto a bit of a late start, but this was a great conversation. Cole, thank you as always, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having
Shannon,
me.
Yes, sir. Shannon. Yeah, you already know how we come in, Shannon. So yeah, exactly. And we'll see you guys back here in another couple weeks with another great conversation. So until then, take care.
Bye, y'all.